Hi, I'm Chef Brenner from Bold Organics. We produce allergen-free foods, and we have a delicious line of frozen pizzas that are gluten-free and dairy-free. Today I'm going to be making for you one of my favorite dishes. It's kind of a signature dish of mine in the various restaurants I've had. This is going to be a chipotle maple glazed salmon, and we're going to do that with the corn salsa. We have a very hot skillet going here. Again, I always just preface that we need to have a very, very hot skillet. We're going to put into that skillet a little bit of oil. I'm using a little olive oil. We're going to season the fish. This is just salt, kosher salt. I prefer kosher salt because, you know, the regular salt tends to kind of bounce around. Kosher salt actually coats the fish and makes a nice little crust. When it hits that hot oil, it's going to sear and create a nice caramelization effect. While this is cooking, I'm going to add in this is a little shaker tin, and what I've got this for is my little immersion blender, which I like to do sauces in from time to time. I just think it's a little bit easier and a little easier cleanup than using a big, huge, blender. So this is a very simple recipe. This is actually maple syrup. Get the best that you can. Even the imitation stuff works okay for this. I've got chipotle chili. You can use a Tabasco style chipotle. I think that's a very good recipe. Or you could use chipotle adobo in a can. Keeping an eye on our fish. We want it to be nice and crispy. I'm looking for the edges to be nice and brown. I'm adding a good amount of cilantro in here. And then I'm adding the juice of 1 lime. So that's going to be all of our glaze. Coming back to our fish, I've got this nifty little fish spatula that helps you to work the fish without messing it or breaking it. I'm going to tilt the pan so that I don't get any oil splashed on me. Flip it over. And you'll see I've got the nice brown crust there. And again, I'm going to turn off the pan. Depending on the thickness of the fish, it usually takes about 6 minutes. If you leave it in the pan for that entire time, it'll overcook. So I like my salmon to be slightly pink on the inside. So let's go to our glaze here. I'm just going to take this in here, just buzz it real quickly. And it's going to come together really quick. It's just those 3 ingredients. The smoky chipotle, the maple is going to kind of offset that and give it a nice balance. You've got sweet, you've got heat. The lime is going to give it a nice brightness, give it that acid to kind of break everything up. And then the fragrant cilantro is going to give it that beautiful, beautiful herbal note. So this is what it looks like when it's finished. Just a bright green, a little bit red tinge. Now what I like to do is just spoon this right over the salmon. And the stuff that's going to hit the skillet is going to actually kind of caramelize a little bit, and that'll create almost a little bit of a sauce, which I want for the next step. So I'm going to just set these aside on this plate. I'm going to pour out this sauce that's kind of thickened a little bit now. And then into this pan, I'm going to kick my heat back up. And just to kind of finish the dish off, I've created this corn salsa. This is very simple. This is red onion, red pepper, some little tiny bit of jalapeno. I like to leave the seeds in to give it a little kick. And then I've got some fresh corn and a little cilantro again. I'm going to put that right into the pan. Add just a little bit of salt and pepper to that, using, again, the kosher salt. And we're just going to toss that around. It won't take long. I mean, it's literally going to take just a couple seconds. You just want to flash it. Setting that onto the plate. We bring on our chipotle maple glazed salmon. You'll see how that cilantro just covered it and made it look really, really nice. And then we're just going to drizzle the remaining amount of that chipotle maple glaze over the top. Another great element for this would be a little, maybe you could do like a little sauteed spinach or some type of greens with this. But here you go. This is my chipotle maple glazed salmon. This, of course, is gluten-free dairy-free, there's no nuts, there's no soy, there's no allergies in here. This is a very clean, very, very healthy plate of food. You can check out all of our other recipes at bold-organics.com, as well as other tips and just neat ideas I've got on there from time to time. So this is a beautiful dish. I hope you enjoy it.